So the first part is what we call this thing which covers the testis is called scrotum. That's why you see it here. And then you need to know what is the function of the scrotum. So basically, scrotum is protection. Yes, and also helps in the regulating. It contracts so that it pushes the testis up, and also relaxes, pushes the testis down depending on the temperature. If it's cold, then it contracts so that it pushes the testis up, so that the testis can get some warmth from the what? From the body. But when it's cold, when it's hot, it releases the testis so that it goes down, because the sperms are produced 2 degrees less than the body temperature. So it's very important. Testis, that's where the sperms are being produced from. Sandioni, can you see? Yes. Yes, that's where the testis can be, the sperms are being produced from. It also has another function of testosterone. Yes, it produces the male secondary, the male sexy hormone, which is testosterone. So we're gonna look at them. You have this coiled part. We like it. We call it epididymis. Epididymis is the function is stores sperms temporarily. Then you have the vas deferens, the tube. If the tube, this is just a tube, yes, which connects the epididymis with, you see, is this tube. It connects it to the what? To the ejaculatory duct or the urethra. So this tube is called vas deferens. Don't call it sperm duct. It's better you call it vas deferens. Then you have, so basically it's transportation of sperms from epididymis to urethra. Then you have the cowpass gland, the seminal vesicles, and the prostate gland. So this 1, 2, and 3, we call them accessory glands. As per now, we used to do the functions per each, but now they generalize them. They generalize these functions that, so generalizing them is still fine, as long as you still know the functions of each, because when they generalize, it's like mentioning the function of each. But now in this case, we are not looking at which one is for which. When you talk about mobility of the sperms, um, we don't look at either it's the mucus or it's the fructose which is being provided. We just say provide the nutrients. It provides the fluids which aid in the mobility of the what? Of the sperms. Yeah, it provides fluids which neutralizes the acidity of the acidic nature of the vagina. You see, but we are not specific which is which. So previously we had to talk about that cowpass gland. What's the function? Provides mucus which lubricates. Then we will talk about the seminal vesicles, provides nutrients for sperm movement, and then prostate gland alkaline fluid which neutralizes the acidity of the vagina. So now you just mentioned those functions, but you are not specific to prostate, to cowpass, to seminal vesicle. We will just mention them as a general. So those are the new changes for 2025. Yes. Then you have bladder is not a part, it's just to show the locations. Then ejaculatory duct is just that part where the urethra join together with the it joins together with the what? With the vas deferens. Then you have the penis. Even if I don't ask you the function, everyone knows the function of a penis. Yeah, it's basically to transport. Sandion, what's the function of the penis? Transport. Transport what? out of the body. To where? Okay, the transportation of the semen from this male into the vagina so that fertilization can take place. So no, that's the urethra. The penis is just the structure which aid in during copulation. It's the structure they use during copulation. So it means that if I cut it off, copulation cannot take place because, but still the person can impregnate someone. How? As long as the semens are there. Because when you cut off it, still you can do what? You can be what? You can be um you can be able to to produce the sperms. So basically that is it. If you look at the next page, you'll find the same functions I've talked about. So if they ask you a question here, can you label together? So now it's time to label and then we see if we can label. So if you look at A, what is A? A is prostate gland. Zintle, I don't hear you. What is B? If you look at B, you'll see that it comes from epididymis, then this tube, so it becomes vas deferens. Then what is C? That's the coiled part around the testis. So it becomes the epididymis. So what is D? D is the testis. What is E? E is the urethra. Sorry. Sorry? It's not the skin sac. The skin sac. What's the skin sac? What do you mean by skin sac? The gland. Ah, skin sac. Oh, you mean the foreskin? No, the foreskin is this one. This one. That's the foreskin. Yes. And this is the part where they're supposed to circumcise it, must cut it off. Yeah, they must cut it off so that, yeah, the man is clean. If he's not, cut it off. Urethra? Yes. They're looking at this hole, this tube. You see this tube? Yes. Then if you got the sperm, so we look at the sperm separately. You see that now we can, if we come to this one, we are only looking now at the parts we have talked about. If you look at this one, it's the same thing. You will find out that this is the bladder. It's just to show the position, and then this is a vas deferens, you see, and then this is the urethra, and then this is the epididymis. This is the testis. Testis, testis. A, B. Which one is correct? Both of them. Both of them. B is like. You have A and B. Which one is it? A is correct, ne? B. Yeah. Both of them are correct. This is many testes. This is one testis. Yes. So we can answer that. So if you go to another one, still, so you have to do all at least many questions concerning about labeling. We are able to answer them, then automatically it means that, yeah, you are on the safe side. What is B here? Is testis. What is A? Epididymis. And what is C? Is vas deferens. So at least the labeling is not that what? Is not that bad. So now let's go to the second part. The second part is we say that testis provide a hormone which we call the male hormone. A male hormone. That male hormone is called testosterone. testosterone. So which means it is very important for two things. Number one, secondary sexual characteristics in male. The things which make the man to be a man. If you don't have them, you are not a man. Number one, I'm not saying that if you don't have all, I said if you don't have them. So meaning that at least you must have something which shows that you are what? A man. So this is the secondary sexual characteristics which shows that you are sexually mature. If you tamper, you either impregnate or you'll be pregnanted. Yes. So you must not tamper. You must remain. You must at this time, if they are the kids of they must remain 0-0. The marriage must be what? The marriage must be 0-0. Eh? Not having a marriage of 1999 when you are a 2025 model. All right. Uh-huh. So if you tamper there, automatically you're gonna have problems with the pregnancy. So that is one. Number two is it stimulates the maturation of sperms. This hormone testosterone, it stimulates the maturation of the sperms. So we saw that these three glands, seminovesicous, prostate gland, cowpass gland, the general name is called accessory glands. How do you call those three glands? Accessory glands. That is the seminovesical, prostate gland, and cowpass gland. You need to know that also. But now, we have seen that testosterone is very important in the maturation of sperms and also responsible for secondary sexual characteristics. So where is it being produced from? Where is it being produced from? Remember, testosterone comes from the testes. When you cut the testes, ne? Yes. Unfortunately, you can't see me, but when who can see me? If you have a bottle of Coke, you cut it in the middle, and then you look at it like this in front. That's the cross section of what? Of testes. Yeah, I think you saw that video when I was showing you the testes under a microscope. Zintle, did you see it? Or you just don't want to watch it because I said testes under a microscope. I watched it. You watched it? Yes. Okay, I will send it in the group so that you guys you are able to see it. All right. So um um let's continue. Let's continue. So what is important here are two things. The first thing is where is testosterone being produced from? Testosterone is being produced from the seminal vesicles. Did I say seminal vesicles? Seminiferous tubes. In seminiferous tubes, when you cut the testes, we have small, small, small. So if this is the testes, ne? When you cut it like this, and then now you look at it from that angle, this is what you see. So when you see it, you take a small layer and then you see it under a microscope. This is what you see. Now, these are different cells. So what you see here, these are the sperms which are being formed. They are developing. So this testosterone is being produced by the cells of Leydig. It's not Leydig. It's not Afrikaans. It's not Tswana, ne? Gauteng. So if we say cells of Leydig, because so many people say cells of Leydig. Yes, cells of Leydig. So these cells of Leydig are the one which are responsible for production of this hormone testosterone. So the testosterone, we say that it is very important in stimulating the maturation of the sperms, for the sperms to mature. Remember, we said that sperms are maturing in the epididymis. You see how we said store sperms and allow is to mature. It means that This testosterone has an effect in this epididymis. Yes. So that is number one. Number two, when the sperms are being are developing, they don't just develop because there is nobody who is gonna develop without food. So you require food to eat, and then you become what? You become healthy. Also, sperms require food for them to develop and they become healthy. Where do they get the food? They get the food from the fertilized cells. The fertilized cells. Yes. So the fertilized cells are these. So you see that they are producing the nutrients to the sperms so that these sperms can develop. And once they develop, they become what you call spermatozoa. Hmm. They can ask you a question, and they ask you that what is the name given to the male cells when they mature? How do you call them? We call them spermatozoa. Spermatozoa. We call them spermatozoa. Commonly known as sperms. Yes, they commonly known as what? Sperms. So basically, that is the male. So we're gonna drill with some questions with the male, but there is one question which I need to talk about before I go to the questions concerning about male reproductive structure. Why do testes hang outside the male's body? Why do we have the testes of a human hanging outside, but the testes of the chicken don't hang outside? It is not by decoration, or it's not by just making the human beautiful or what. There is a scientific reason why the testes are hanging outside, while that of a chicken, they are inside the body. So here, these testes, they hang outside so that they provide a temperature range or optimum temperature for these sperms to be produced. Sperms are produced 2 degrees less than the body temperature. 2 degrees. If the body temperature is 37, meaning that sperms are going to be produced at 30, 35. So when it is cold, when it's too cold, what happens? The temperature outside is low, is lower than 30, is very low. So what do the testes do? The scrotum contracts so that it pushes the sperms up, so that the testes up, so that the testes can obtain some heat from the body. And then now the sperms are being produced. When it is too hot, as I said, that the temperatures outside are too much. Therefore, what they do, meaning that they don't need this heat from the body, now the scrotum releases, it relaxes, and then it pushes the testes down, and then now the testes can release that heat so that they are not overheated. Because the moment they are overheated, then they are going to be denatured. Remember, these sperms are protein in nature. That's why some people, I don't know, they like to put these things in their faces so that they have a softy, glittering, what face. I'm not advising, I'm not refusing it or what, but I'm just saying what people I hear from other people. Yes, don't put them there and then you say that the life science teacher say that we can put them there. If you do it on your what? on your own risk. But they do that because they are protein in nature. So if you look at the eggs, if you're eating the eggs, is the same thing as the sperms, because those are both protein. They are very rich in what? They are very rich in what? In protein. So we like to ask that question: what why testes are hanging outside the male's body? So guys, you have to be knowing that. Another question which I can talk about before we go for the normal questions, the discussion, is if I cut this, that process is called vasectomy. If I cut, let me show you using a diagram here. If I cut this, that process is called vasectomy. If I cut the vas deferens, it's called vasectomy. So, will this individual be able to spread HIV? Yes. Why? Sandioni, why? Why will this person be able to spread HIV when you have cut the vas deferens? HIV doesn't affect. Okay. HIV doesn't affect the okay. Basically, um, HIV is found in blood and some fluids, but commonly is found in blood. So when you cut the epididymis, when you cut the vas deferens, it's just that you are just preventing the sperms from going. But remember, we have other fluid from here, and from here. These fluids could be contaminated with HIV. So when it comes to you, then automatically you get the what? The problem. Number two, you see if a person is uncircumcised, this thing, ne? So this thing is too soft. So if it is too soft, then automatically it means that this person, when during copulation, this thing tears. They tear. Eh. They tear. Once they tear, what happens? Some blood will come out from here during friction, because this thing is friction. So it's when they tear, due to friction, the blood now will be exchanged between the male and the female. And then automatically, once there is exchange of blood, automatically HIV is welcome. So that's why we said that if you circumcise, you save at least 60% chance of you not getting what? Infected with HIV. Because why? Because this meat is hardened. Once the meat is hardened, then automatically this person, it's not easy to tear the skin. So if the skin is not teared, then automatically it means that the blood will not be exchanged between the two individuals, and then you are saved. But if you have not circumcised, uh-uh, uh-uh, any, 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 uh, any sip you take, any sip you take is poisonous. Any sip you take is poisonous. So it means that anytime this thing is too soft, it tears, then the blood is exchanged, and then now you become sick with this HIV. So I think the male reproductive structure, we have exhausted it. The only thing which is remaining on the male reproductive structure is the secondary sexual characteristics, and then the structure of a sperm. Let me just talk about the structure of a sperm. Then after that, we will link them together with the questions, and then we will talk about the female reproductive structure, and then we'll talk about the gametogenesis. So now we come back here. The structure of a sperm. In exam, that is the first structure. If they are to ask you, it's the first structure they can ask you to draw. This sperm You see how the shape is? Do not draw. Some people, they draw like this. You get 0. What is this? Is it an arrow? Don't draw. It's not. It's pointed. Something like that. It's pointed. Eh? I'm not using that. Okay, let me just show you. It's pointed. So it's not sharp pointed. I see how it is. It's not sharp. Eh? It's pointed. The reason why it's pointed so that it reduces what? The friction. In front here, it has that part which we call the acrosome. Then, if you look at it here, that's exactly what you're looking at. You see, it's pointed, but not sharp pointed. You understand? Not because when you're marking, we give you marks depending on proportionality. Proportionality is also very, 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 very important. You see, something like that. Yeah, it's pointed. However much this side is not. Something like that. Yes. So the pen I'm using is not right. And if I do like this, the whole thing is gonna go. You see. Mm. So please, you need to know. You need to draw it right. It has A, B inside here. There's some mitochondria. C. Now it has this part. D. It has this part. F. And then it has this part. G. Sandioni, what is A? Hmm? A is the A is what? A is what? Don't open the book. You have a head, isn't it? Don't say it's a head. You have a head. Your head has teeth. Your head has brain. Are you hearing me? So, which one is brain? Which one is teeth? A or B? Which one is what? Which one is the brain and which one is the teeth? A is the brain. Yes. B is the brain. B is the brain. So you say between A and B. So because you just want to guess. No. Okay. B. B is the apple. You are messing them up. Zintle, what is B? And the A? You see? No. A is the acrosome, B is the nucleus. Because A is the part which is in front. I use the brain and the teeth so that you know that the teeth is in front. The teeth is in front. Acrosome is in front. Acrosome is in front. And then the nucleus is inside. You see, it's inside. It's inside what? The head. Then C are the mitochondrion. It's mitochondria, if there are many. And then D is the whole thing, the head. F, it's the middle piece. And then G is the what? Is the tail. Tail. So we can ask you the adaptation of the sperm for fertilization, adaptation of the sperm for movement, adaptation of this sperm, just adaptation of the sperm for its function. So if they bring such different questions, you must know where to talk about or where to touch. When they say adaptation of the sperm for fertilization, you look at the nucleus and then the acrosome.
We can we can say the head.
Huh?
We can only say the head by saying the nucleus.
Because it's only the head which enters the ovum during fertilization. The acrosome, it contains enzymes which digest the membrane of the ovum so that fertilization can take place. So it digests the membrane. And then now after digesting membrane, now the nucleus can move from the sperm into the nucleus of the ovum so that now it forms a double nucleus. Meaning, when I say double nucleus, I mean 2N. Remember, sperm is one N and then also ovum is one N. When they combine, you form a zygote, which is 2N. So this part, the mitochondria and the tail, they remain behind. They remain behind that. They remain behind that. They make that person to be more beautiful. Did you hear my statement? I didn't say that they make the person to be more beautiful. I said that. To make that person to be more beautiful. But is it that, not me saying? Someone else said it.
So can we hide spiral shape than it maybe I forget my mitochondria. The word mitochondria.
There's no any other name for
So you what in bracket?
spiral shape.
Yes.
No, they're just trying to show you how they look like. Yes. So if they are saying that adaptation of a sperm for locomotion, now that's when you can talk about this shape. Pointed what? Pointed the head so that it reduces the friction. You can talk about the mitochondria, provide the energy for mobility of the sperm, and then you can talk about the what? The tail, which is long, to provide enough force for forward movement. So you have to know such. You have to know such. So now let's go back to the questions, and then we see what we can do with the questions. Okay. They're saying that provide the labels. So we are done with these labels. You're done with these labels. State one function of each of the following. That is C and F. What is the function of C?
Yes.
What's the function of C?
To store and to store and store the space.
Wait, Zintle, what I say? For what? Why should it be stored temporarily? For what? For maturation. For maturation. Von. For maturation, you see. Store sperms and allow it to mature. Yes. It's not just to store because there is nothing or there is nowhere they are going. They just be stored so that they mature. And then F, what's the function of F?
Oh,
to to bite enzyme. Ah, yeah, yeah. Because now you're using the word teeth. Ah, yeah, yeah. Anyway, it's not to bite. The correct uh way how you can express it in exam is to provide, eh, is to digest, the membrane of the ovum so that fertilization can take place. So that acrosome, it provides these enzymes. It's not the acrosome to digest. Acrosome contains enzymes. Sisonke, zinhle. Yeah. Uh-huh. So it provides enzymes, which the enzymes are the one which digest the membrane of the ovum. Fertilization takes place. It provides enzymes which digest the membrane of ovum for fertilization to take place. That's it. Then we go to the next question. They're saying that label, give the letters and the name of the parts where sperms are being produced. Where are the sperms being produced? They are produced from D. Mhm. And what's that D? Is it testis? Explain why is it necessary for part D to hang outside the body of the male? Why should the testes hang outside the body of the male? I'm waiting for answers.
So that um, so that
So
it
that
can be lower than the temperature, the body temperature,
so that they can go.
so that it can be lower than the body temperature.
Saying explain why is it necessary for there is your answer is linked to the correct answer, but it's lacking something. Zintle, what can you say? You know why I'm laughing at you? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You guys, you got the answer what I said, the way I was explaining. But it's just that the English is the one which the English we are looking for is the one which is not coming out. Basically, we don't measure temperature in percentage. Ne? We measure. Eh. Yeah, we don't measure temperature in percentage. We measure temperature in degrees Celsius. So if you had to put it on that degrees Celsius, your answer would have been much more correct. So we said that provide optimum temperature.
To provide
Optimum temperature. Optimum is favorable. The temperature which is best for a certain reaction to take place. So it provides optimum temperature for sperm production. And that temperature is 2 degrees less than the body temperature. 2 degrees less than the body temperature. That is 35 degrees Celsius. So 2 degrees Celsius less than the body temperature. So specifically, it is 35 degrees Celsius. So it means the sperms are being produced at such a temperature which is lower than the body temperature. So we go to the next question. Name the following cells that secrete male hormone sex. You see, we answered all these questions when we are discussing. Which cells secrete the male sex organ? People who are online, yeah, you can also give us the answers. Yes. So what is the answer?
Cellular secrete email.
Satellite cell. Satellite cell. Let's read the question again. Name the following the cells that secrete the male sex hormone. Seminiferous tubes? Not really. Cells of Leydig. Cells of Leydig. You remember we said it? That it is cells of Leydig. Here. Cells of Leydig. So those are the cells which are responsible for production of that. We are saying that name the following the hormone that stimulates the development of secondary sexual characteristics.
Testosterone.
Eh?
Testosterone.
Huh? The answer is testosterone.
Testosterone.
Testosterone. You have to know how to write it. It's not just a matter of memorizing it and then you start making money with it on TikTok. You go ask people, can you read for me this? Testosterone. Say it 10 times. Testosterone, 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 testosterone. You end up seeing that. Yeah. All right. They're saying that during vasectomy. What did I say about vasectomy? What is vasectomy?
Vasectomy is when they cut the vas deferens.
Is when they cut the vas deferens.
Yes.
Okay. During vasectomy, part B is surgically cut. Part B, which is the vas deferens. Okay. Explain how this procedure will act as a method of contraception. How will this prevent pregnancy from taking place?
The testes won't be able to go out.
The testis won't be able
To go out of the body.
to go out of the body. Ah, the testis will not be able to go out of the body. The testis.
Hey, the sperm won't be able to go out.
I thought the testis won't be able.
The cells that won't be able to go out.
Zintle, what I say? Who? Yeah, yeah. You say that the sperms, the ejaculation will take place. Ejaculation will take place. You know why? We have other fluids. We have other fluids from those glands. And those are the fluids which actually they happen. They come. It's like when they cut the fallopian tube so that the person cannot produce the ovum again. Does it mean that that person cannot go for sex? The person will go for sex. But the only issue which is there is they can't produce again. That's the only thing which is happening there. So it's the same story here. The sperms, the sexual intercourse will continue. But the moment you cut the vas deferens, the sperms cannot be transported to urethra, meaning that you have blocked this. Sperms cannot be transported to urethra. And once that happens, it means that if the sperms cannot be transported to urethra, It means that uh, from epididymis, then fertilization will not take place. Sperms will not be transported from epididymis to the urethra, therefore fertilization will not take place. That is the meaning. Will it be possible for a man who has this HIV positive to pass the HIV virus to another person after undergoing vasectomy?
Yes.
Yes, give a reason for your answer.
Because HIV is found in the blood.
HIV is found in the blood.
Yes.
So,
So the foreskin is too soft, so during population, the foreskin will.
I'm listening. The foreskin will what?
The blood will go out of the foreskin.
Will go out of the foreskin.
Yes, and therefore there will be exchange of blood and the form HIV.
There will be exchange of blood, that's number one, or there will be exchange of other fluids from other glands. Yes. So it means that now the person, that fluid might be having some contamination with HIV, or the blood, when this foreskin, where it was, that meat, it's easy to tear, releasing blood. And then that means that the person will be able to exchange the blood between themselves, and then HIV will catch them. So HIV can be transmitted through other fluids and also blood. The sperms as sperms, not as semen. The sperms as sperms, they are free from HIV, because those sperms, they come as pure, in the pure state. So they are not contaminated with anything else. Yeah. Then we saw how we can label this. So it's not that a big deal. So let's look at the questions. Write down the letter, okay, and the name of the following part where meiosis takes place. Hey, what's the answer?
Okay, the part where my head take place.
It's the testis. Zintle, did you get your book? But did you receive a message that the book is coming? Yeah, it will come. Maybe it will arrive there on Monday or Tuesday. So then you go and then you collect it and then start reading. Start reading. Mhm. So where does meiosis takes place? Takes place in the testis, which is F. The part of that transports semen and urine to the outside part of the body, that is the urethra, which is C. The part where immature sperm cells are stored. The part where immature sperm cells are stored. Remember I said that it's what? Epididymis. You must know how to write it. Epididymis. Okay. They're saying that name the male hormone that is responsible for development of secondary sexual characteristics during puberty. We say this is testosterone. Then they're saying that write down the letter of the following. The part where hormone, the part where the hormone mentioned in 2.2 is produced. Write down the letter of the part where the hormone mentioned is produced. Where is this hormone produced? It's produced in F. F is the testis. The part where it is surgically cut during male sterilization.
The testes produce testosterone.
Yes. Remember, seminiferous tubes are found in the testis.
Oh, yeah.
So testis, automatically testis are the one which produce. So you expect the sperms to be produced from where? When the testes are the one which makes the man to be a man. Eh? So we are done with that. Then we got the next question. We got the next question is saying that we saw this part. Then we are going to the next question. Give the letter for each of the following. You have part A. We saw them. We saw the parts, which is the epididymis. Part B, we saw is the testis. Part C is vas deferens. Isn't it? Yeah. Huh?
Mm.
Then what they're saying, state one function of part A. Store sperms until they mature, or they store sperms and allow them to get mature. And then number two, um, mm, yeah, that's it. And then they're saying that explain the consequence for reproduction if C is surgically cut. So it's the same thing. You see that they keep asking you similar question. And you don't stop there. You keep writing down, keep writing down. And the more you write down, the more it sticks in the head. And it's the more you won't confuse it. Yes. Because the moment you don't do that, you're off. In most cases, learners tend to fail questions which look to be what? To be simple. So explain, okay, we say that. Why is there any consequence? Because sperms will not be transported from epididymis to the urethra or the ejaculatory duct. Yes, for fertilization to take place. So yeah. Lastly, explain why it would be still possible. You see,
For A, I.
Zintle, what can you say? Even they can still be there even if there is no sperm. How? How will they be there without sperms? There are other fluids which are being released. That's number one. There are other fluids which are being released. Yes. Number two, they're saying that number two, you can talk about um, the tearing of the penis during copulation. Ne? Therefore, blood can be exchanged. Blood can be exchanged. There are some people who are asking me, how do I join this class? Guys, the people who join the class are those people who paid for their subscription. Yes. So yes, those are the people who have joined because they have a link. Then others, yes. Today we just put it on our YouTube, so that you are able to see what's happening sometimes. All right. Uh-huh. Uh, are we together?
Yes.
Okay. Ehen. Let's do 2 questions and then we see what we can do if we finish it up. You see that we only talked about the male. We only talked about the male. We have not talked about the female. But you see that it has a lot of questions. So let's deal with this. And then we see. Study the diagram below and study the diagram below, which shows the process, a process occurring in human male. In human male, eh? All right. They're saying that the first meiotic division, the second meiotic division. You need to understand this. Remember, before meiosis was being brought to 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 what? Meiosis was being brought to paper 1 and paper 2. But now we no longer bring it in paper 1 and paper 2. We only bring it in paper 2. But it does not stop us from discussing such questions because they can modify them and then they still bring them just for you to understand. All right. Remember, they said it's a human. The moment they say human cell, that's when you start thinking about the 46 chromosomes. So now this is 46. When meiosis 1 occur, it reduces them to 23, 23. But remember, these are homologous chromosomes. If they're homologous chromosome, when they split, this one goes to one cell, this one goes to another cell. So they'll end up having single chromosomes, meaning that they're not homologous. But they still have what? What? Double strands. Now, when it reaches here, meiosis 2, it splits. So that one side goes this side, another side goes this side. That's why when it splits, yes, when it splits like that, what happens? Sandion, are you in class?
Yes, sir.
You do this, one of this goes there, one of this comes that side. And then if you come here, one of it comes there, and one of it goes there. You see? Now it means that now you have uh 23 here, 23 here, 23 here, 23 here. But these are single-stranded chromosome. These are double-stranded chromosome. You see, they have two. While these ones are in pairs. They are in pairs. That's the meaning. So once we know how we can interpret it, then now we can apply it. Where does meiosis occur? In male, it occurs in the testes to produce sperms. And then in female, occurs in the ovary to produce ovum. Okay, let's go and answer. Name the process by which male gametes in human are formed through meiosis. How do you call that process?
Then the process,
When the male gametes are being formed. What do you call that process?
dermatology,
Huh?
dermatology,
But now they are specific. They are specific to a male.
like spermatogenesis.
Spermatogenesis. Remember, you have what called gametogenesis. Gametogenesis is the formation of gametes. And then these gametes are either sperms or ovum. So now, if they're sperms or ovum, the process by which these sperms are formed is called spermatogenesis. While the process by which this ovum is being formed is called oogenesis. So once I know that, I will come back. We know that this is in male, this is in female. So now I will come to that and then I go back to check, saying that name the organ in male where the process mentioned above occurs. We say it is testis. Then they are saying that, wait, name the process by which male gametes are formed. Male gametes. When you look at the male gametes, so it is spermatogenesis. How many chromosomes would there be found in each cell at A? You see now we have already stipulated at A, at here. So the answer is going to be 23. And then at B, we come back here. At B is single-stranded chromosomes. So it becomes 23 also. Is being indicated here. And then they are saying that name two processes occurring during the first matrix division that contribute to genetic variation. Genetic variation is being caused by two things. The first one is during meiosis. The first one is crossing over. The second one is random arrangement of chromosomes during metaphase. So they're saying that, remember, there are more than two causes of variation. We have random arrangement of chromosomes during metaphase, random fertilization, random mating, and then crossing over. So how many cells at B will carry Y chromosome? Look at this. Look at this. Cells at B. Let me call this as X and Y, which indicates the 23rd pair. But they say this is a male. So let me remove this. And then I say it's either X or Y because it's a male. It's X and Y. So the X will come this side while the Y will come this side. The Y will come this side. So it means that this side I'm going to have a Y. And then now when the Y splits, it's going to have, then the X will come this side, and then you have your X and then the individual X. Meaning that I will have two individuals for male and two individuals for female, or two individuals for X and two individuals for Y. Is it clear? Yes. And then what are the mature cells at B called? How do you call this? How do you call the mature cells at B? Spermatozoa. 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 This is what I'm talking about. So the spermatozoa. This is an A spermatozoa. That is it. So you guys, I'm gonna leave you with some questions to practice. When we have another class, then we discuss the female, and then we need to also talk about the menstrual cycle.
We'll cover all the everything.
We might not cover everything. It will depend on our time, how it has taken us. Should we should we invite other friends outside there?
No, they need to wait.
They need to first pay. Sweetie, I'm just asking, just one class. Should we invite other class, or they're gonna disturb us?
No, it's fine. So,
Just one class. We don't invite everyone. I mean, all the time, so that you hear them. How do they interact?
okay.
Uh-uh. There is no one who is slow. We're gonna have to understand. We're gonna have to drill for marks until we get the marks. Yeah, you must not have that thing in yourself. No, me, I'm slow. It's funny that you are slow. Ah, no, no, no. No, 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 no. There is no lady who is slow. There is no lady in this world who is slow. Eh, and there is no lady in this world who is weak. A person who can carry a child for 9 months. You give a man that child just to carry in the hands just 2 hours. You will see that is a very big problem. So ladies are always what? Stronger. So you guys, I'm going to send you the work so that at least you practice those questions. You come back to me if you have any challenge, and then when we meet again, then we can do what? We can uh, try to smash down those questions. Yeah. When you get your book, please use it so that you are able to pass. Ne? All right.